important to keep in mind doing this video that you only want to push yourself to your limits here. We're going to go nice and slow, and this video is progressive, meaning that it's going to become more and more difficult as the seconds pass. So, with that in mind, please take it easy on yourself. Push yourself to a level you are comfortable with and then just gradually work up to it. So, I want you to get a stool, a broomstick, and a chair for your balance here. This exercise is focusing primarily on establishing balance a little bit. So as you can see, the leg that I would have quote unquote had surgery on, which I didn't, I'm just mimicking here, is the right knee. Now I just want you to closely follow along with what I'm doing. So at no point in time in this video are we going on our back on the floor. We're just trying to work the range of motion of the knee in a standing position as best as possible. If at any point in time you need a break, please take it. Now, I want you to watch something really closely here. Don't let your knee fall inward or outward. I want you to work hard to make sure your knee is staying in alignment with your foot as best as possible. So you want to almost imagine there's a line between your second toe, so right beside your big toe, and your knee is going straight for that. And I'll show you a different angle here in just a moment so you can see how much you're going to be bending your knee. And this will be different depending on which stage of recovery you are in. Now, oftentimes when you're doing your physiotherapy after your knee range of motion, or after your surgery rather, the knee range of motion is something crucial that they try to regain. And it's really important to push yourself as much as you can tolerate because you want to make sure that scar tissue isn't laying down enough that it is causing that stiffness around the capsule and ligaments and musculature around your knee. So you may feel a little bit of pain, discomfort, but you have to realize your knee was completely reconstructed here. So you need to push yourself. You will feel a little bit of tearing and you will feel some discomfort, but you need to work to get this knee back to the range of motion as best as possible to what it was before. And after you do this video, get a couple ice packs. Put that ice around the knee and try to do the damage control that way. You're going to thank me later. Soon we're going to be transitioning into a different range here. So I want you just to focus on bending your knee as much as you can forward and backwards. And now we're going to try to work on the straightening aspect. So just place your heel there on the step stool. And now we're just going to focus on slightly bending and trying to really work our quad muscles to squeeze them to straighten out our knee as much, again, as we can tolerate. Again, expect to feel that type of ripping sensation. Expect to feel that discomfort. Again, your knee was reconstructed and restored. After they do their surgery, they're reefing on your knee and bending and straightening it and turning it in, turning it out to make sure that it's going to be stable enough. So there's no way you would be able to give yourself that amount of pain. So the pain that you can tolerate, where you can feel, okay, there is some improvement here and I am getting more range of motion, is what you want to achieve. So keep the pain level around about a 7 to 8. That way you are not going to the point where you're going to be crying or falling to the floor because of pain or anything like that. Now, the next level is we want to work a little bit on the strength as well as the balance here. So try to step up as best you can. So get the chair in line as best you can with the stool so that you feel comfortable, you feel sturdy, you feel balanced. Now you can see the broom is in line with the edge of the chair and with my knees so that I feel I'm able to support myself. So we're just going to go nice and slow here. Again, my knee is staying right over my toe. And I'm not necessarily recovering all the way to the top here, but I am as best I can trying not to push with my back leg. I'm trying not to. I'm trying to put the weight, transfer the weight onto the front leg to strengthen around that knee and gently kind of lift. So you see how I'm not bringing my toe completely off. Well, I did a little bit that time, but you do not have to. You can keep the majority of your pressure even on your back leg and just put a little bit. And as you get stronger, you can start to transition more and more and more 100% weight. Because if you're going up the stairs right now and it's painful and you find yourself leaning against the railing and you're just trying to hobble your way up and cheating by only using your other leg, you cannot live like that. You have to balance yourself out as best as possible, because if you do not balance yourself out, you're just going to create other problems to your hip or to your ankle or to your lower back or elsewhere in your body, because you're compensating and creating strength in other muscles that should not be overpowering this other leg. You have to be as equal as possible. So just gradually work your way up into a greater and greater range. So here's a different angle here. So see how I'm leaning forward? My upper body is keeping in line with my back leg, and my toe is still on the floor. So you can make this your own. You can go back to the exercise we were doing at first, where you just bend your knee forward and push back. But here I'm really trying to focus on squeezing my glute, and my glute is what is squeezing and pushing my body up. I am not relying on my knee to do this work. I'm really trying to work my gluteus medius and gluteus maximus muscles in my butt and my hamstrings and quads to help stabilize the knee. I'm not relying on those muscles to try to move the rest of my body. There's a difference here. So see, I want you to slightly lean forward. Keep your back nice and straight though. And then you can use a chair and the broom to help you balance and to even give you that little bit of extra push up. What I don't want you feeling is any strain in your knee. Because if you do feel strain in your knee, you are not squeezing your glute muscles enough. Stretch out the back. So you can flex your foot here or keep it flat, but I want your leg to be as straight as possible. And you're going to turn your leg inward and outward. You can go as slow as you need to, but ideally you would keep about a pace like this. Why we are adding a rotational element to this stretch is because we want to reach and get to the different fibers around the knee, in the back of the knee. We want to get to the different fibers around the hip. And we want to overall just train our body to say, hey, guys, you need to be loosened up. We need to move properly here, get with it. Because when we're doing our day to day activities, we're not just robots, right? We are multi dimensional creatures. So now grab a long towel, position the chair as you need to. You can get the stool all the way here. Now, I want you to wrap the towel around as if you're straddling it here, straddling it like a horse, and scoop it around the back, around the shin of the side that you had the surgery on. You're going to slightly bend it. See here how it's creating like a little bit of a sling so that I can pull it up. Now, you can balance here, and I don't want you to just be pulling up your arm and straining your arm that way. I want you to just gradually walk your way down the towel to pull your knee up here. Now, if you don't have the best balance, you won't be able to do that. So this is what I'm going to suggest. You will grab a stool to support your foot on that. That will be a little bit better. So same thing, you make the sling around your shin, and you're going to scoop it up, bend it, and try to get your knee to bend to the top of the stool. So this would be the higher level here. If you need to, you can get a smaller stepping stool or go right to the top, or you can even stack up a few pillows, or even like a flower container if you even have one of those. I don't know if you know what I'm talking about from Tupperware, but you can do that. And then to get the bend in the knee even more, you bend the supporting knee here. And it's not a lot, it's more of a quarter squat. And the objective here is just to get a bigger bend in the knee that we did surgery on. So it's just a little bit of a different angle here. We're now standing up. Our knee is in a different position. So we're trying to work again those different fibers. We're trying to stretch out different areas of the muscles and the capsules and the ligaments. And we're trying to now move our focus to getting that knee past 90 degrees if possible. And again, here, you can bend to the range of motion that best suits you. So do what you can. This is not a race. We're going for perfection, not perfection. So strive for progression, guys. And even if you're only improving a millimeter and a millimeter at a time, guys, drop by drop, the bucket will fill with water. So thank you very much for attempting this video today. Please keep in mind that with every single time you do it, you will improve. So do not give up. Do not lose hope. You can't walk 10 miles into the woods and expect to get out in 5, okay? So if you know anybody else in your life who's had knee surgery and they still have range of motion problems, keep them in mind. Share this video with them. When everybody's health is better, people are happier and things are just better overall. You want to improve your quality of life and enjoy life. Life is about enjoyment. Guys, and if you have any comments for me, suggestions, video requests, please leave that in the comments below. I get back to every single one of you. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel, because once you do, you'll be notified of every single new video that I release in the future. Thank you very much for all your support on this journey.